my friends, all to another rousing rendition. The Choir Boys Outdoors, a day late rendition, $1 short. You know how old Scab is. Now listen, this is a 10-ply trailer tire. People have zero idea just how tough this tire is. The reason that I'm using this tire and I'm showing it is for that very reason. Not only is this just a tough tire, hold on, I'm gonna be quiet for just a second. You can almost hear that, well, you can hear that steel on steel, the steel belt versus the knife. So here's the deal. This is the Hellion by Work Tuff Gear. Now, I don't go psycho on the punching and stuff, but I was able to penetrate probably 2 inches. If it'll penetrate a 2-inch 10-ply trailer tire, it'll go through your ass. Trust me when I tell you that. This is the Hellion, designed by Zeke MENACHO, made by Work Tuff Gear. It is just straight dope. Let me give you the specs so we can deep dive this thing. It is 3/16 blade stock. Now, here's what that does. It gives you enough thickness that says Blade Show 2024. They're dropping them. That's why I'm hurrying to get this video out before Blade Show opens up. The 3/16 does a couple things. It gives you plenty of stability because Big Land and Work Tuff Gear can heat treat the hell out of a knife. They proved it. I got over 600 videos proving that. But the truth is, it's not super thick. It's not pry bar thick. This knife is thin behind the edge, so it's razor sharp. There's so many things you can do with it. Here's what I do, and here's what I do very, very well. Stab, cut, and chop. That's what we're doing in this video. We're bringing it back old school. You see that apocalyptic finish there. I'll act like I wasn't trying to show you the edge. There it is, Zeke MENACHO. Now right here, we're just going to open up with some cutting that ratchet strap. You see where I'm at. I'm in the sand pit. That ratchet strap lays in that sand, or it's been in the sand. It's covered in diesel. That's some tough shit right there, son. Everything you see us cut is tough. This air hose, I believe, is an inch and a quarter, but it's super tough, high pressure air hose. So what we're going to do is just some quick chops. Now, the truth is, if I'd found a way to hang it, I could probably go straight through it. But I thought, hey, this is a good way because I'm hitting it right there in the sweet spot of that recurve. And it is biting it, son. But it's also a good way to wear on that edge a little bit, right? That's right, Scab. Thank you. So here's what we're going to do. I opened cutting a 4x4. That's the second 4x4 I had cut with this or chopped with this. We did it in 41 swings. This thing is a chopping machine, and we're going to show that throughout the video. I don't ask you this often, guys, but I'm going to ask you on this one. Stick with me. This thing is tough. I tried to take out all the dead spots and just give you straight action. Now, we're going to just do some cutting here. When you have a blade that long to make that kind of cut, unless you work with big blades or understand big blades, it's hard to understand how impressive those cuts right there are. Now watch this. Boop, boop. There's Scabber. Let's focus on this one. We do this for the balance. Let me just let you bask in the sweetness. I like the bottles. It's enjoyable. It's entertaining, right? But it also allows me to get the balance, the weight, and the feel. Now, I went to Kirk's today. This is what I wanted. We're going to do a lot of cutting. And to my dear tree-hugging friends, I am on private property. This is the one tree that I cut out there. It had to come down. I will go back this weekend with an axe and a shovel and get it up. We're going to start getting ready for the fall. I know it's early, but we're going to do a lot from the studio. What I want you to focus on over these next few minutes, guys, is how much chopping we do. And then bear in mind, the very last thing I always do is I open with cutting paper, I end with cutting paper, right? That just kind of shows you where I'm at. And there's a good shot of my ass. There's the money shot. Now, I was out of position a lot for this particular thing, but that's what I like. I don't want everything to be cookie cutter. I don't want everything to be perfect. Life's not perfect. And I get asked a ton, what would you do with that big knife? What you're seeing right there, I would take it in the woods with me. It would be my belt knife. It would be my chopper. At 3/16, son, it's thin enough that I can use it as a machete. And here in Northeast Florida, you see them vines right there? They literally hold the state together, son. So it can hack through the vines. It can hack through, that's probably 2.5, 3 inch diameter little tree right there, camphor tree, something like that. We chopped it right there in the knot. Now let me say this too. These trees right here, we're not going to waste. I'm going to process it up. We'll use it for videos. We'll build some bushcraft shelter, etc. But come this fall, when we make our fire, son, this stuff will burn hot like gasoline. There's going to be a lot of campouts out here, a lot of reviews out here, so we got to get it ready. The thing that I wanted to do also at Kirk's with the Hellion was this, or the Hellion. Zeke, tell me how you say it. I wanted to use it. I wanted to use it. And that's what we did. A lot of chopping, a lot of cutting, a lot of prepping. We processed this whole tree up pretty damn quickly too. Let me jump into the specs. I meant to do that earlier and got sidetracked. I know that's shocking. So the Hellion, Work Tough Gear. This is Bowler K329. The overall length is 16 and 13/16. That's from tip to the pommel. The blade length is 11.5. The cutting edge is 11 3/8. The blade width is 3 inches. This is a slicey bastard, and make no mistake, there will be more videos coming on this knife. Y'all know when I get a knife that I really truly love, we do several different videos, and we'll get more into the regular stuff on the next video. But for this, I wanted to chop it. I wanted to use it. I wanted to use it a bunch. See how it wore on my hand. Were there any hot spots? How did it feel in hand? Did I get fatigued? It was about 98 degrees with seriously 80 to 90% humidity. Florida, you just feel like you're drowning. So would there be fatigue? The cutting edge is 11 3/8. Blade width 3 inches. Handle length is 5 1/4. And here we're going to get a good look at that edge if I can ever get it going. The inner grip is 4 inches. Now, the handle thickness is 1 inch. Here we go. I equated it to a Tramontina handle. Typically, I don't say what I would change. If it was me, on this, I would like to see a 1/4 inch added to the inner grip, and I would like to see a 1/4 inch taken off of the handle thickness. That's just a personal preference. I'd like to see 4 1/4 on the inner grip. I'd like to see 3/4 on the handle thickness. The handle scales are micarta. They are contoured to your hand. This knife weighs 14.5 ounces, I believe. My scale was all over the place, but I came up consistently with 14.5. So not super heavy for that big a knife. The other side is, I know Mr. Vic heat treats anywhere from 56 to 58, somewhere in there. And if you pay any attention, shout out to Billy over at Apex Alchemy. He has been doing a lot of heat treat videos. He heat treated a ton of Work Tough gears that I sent him, fall right in that range. Dead on, dead nuts. Now, right here, this is something I hadn't done in a while, but it's one of my most favorite things to do. You just hold the log, and we're going to like chop a point on it white in case I need to make posts, in case I need to make punji sticks, whatever I need to do. The control of the knife right here, and you see, it's just, the thing about this knife, man, is this. To me, it is a fighting Bowie. It just is. But there's so many things you can do with it. That 3/16, man, is perfect. I think any thicker, I just don't think it would have been effective. I get excited about stuff like this because, one, like I've told you a million times, Zeke's in my top 3 all-time designers. Work Tough Gear's my favorite company, knife company. But here's the thing, man. That 3/16 just gives you a lot of advantages. Yes, we're losing weight, but think about what I just said now. Think about what I just said. It was around 98 degrees, 80 to 90% humidity. That will wear on you. I weigh right at 262, I believe. Somewhere in there. Now, we've dropped. I would have been dead last year. Y'all know I'd have been huffing and puffing, but here's the thing. It wears on you. I don't care if you're losing weight. I don't care. So I wanted to use it, and you see how much we are using. A lot of chopping, and I kept it moving, son. I got a lot of this video shot. Now, normally I'm out there and dicking around. It takes some hours. I got out there, and I put in the work this afternoon. 1 hour of straight moving. It about killed me, son. If I sound a little winded, that's from working all day and then coming in. But I think it's important. This is a knife that will be dropping at Blade Show. I'm not sure when it drops after that. I wanted to get this out. For those of you who are at Blade Show, swing by, pick it up, put it in hand. But I wanted you to have something that you could compare it to. Now, I don't know if I re-showed this. If I did, okay. I just did it twice, and you get to admire me doing something twice. I probably did. Y'all know I ain't gonna make it through a whole video without screwing something up. But look right here. Now I think this is different. But look right here. It's taking it down. It's taking it down. Not same one. Attaboy, Scabber. I'm leaving it in. I don't care. That way you get to admire it. But again, we went from chopping, right? Going to do some slicing right there. Now, I know it's just taking off bark. I get it. I get it. But at the same time, what a joy. What a dream to use this knife. And I'm dead ass, man. There's some knives I'm like, okay, I love the knife. It's great. Yada, 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 yada. But it's a labor to get through. This thing flowed. I felt good at the end. Yep, a little winded, a little tired because of the heat. That's okay. This is a knife I know for a fact that if I was in a situation in the woods, I got lost, I got hung up, and I'm there overnight, I'm okay. Why? I've got a knife I can protect myself with, and I'm not talking about from Wendigos, and I'm talking about from anything in the woods, right? Meth crafters, etc. I got a knife I can build a shelter with. I got a knife I can process food with. It's thin, it's slicey. Hell, I can sit there and whittle if I want to. Now, right here, I've got 4 pieces of tire. Some of them are still belted, some of them are not. All right, I don't like being deceptive, but notice the punches there. Quick, hard punches. We're not coming up over my head. I'm not trying to be psycho. I'm not trying to show you how strong I am. Just look at the knife. Barely popping it, and we're getting 4 to 5 pieces at the time. Let's go again. That was like a 2 or 3 inch, right? This thing is a stabbing machine. And again, I opened up with that tire at the beginning, and some people say, oh, I could. Listen to me. You don't understand it. I've showed that tire a bunch. So to get any penetration is impressive. It really is. No damage to the tip. And I used that tire so I didn't have to do a tip test. Honestly, I'll break some more stuff out on that tire just so y'all can see. Now, I wanted to get a little batoning in, even though it's something I don't always do in real life, hardly ever really, unless I'm doing some tinder or some kindling. But I think it's important for a review, right? Work Tuff Gear knives are made so that you can baton them. And I apologize right here. I thought my camera was set. I went to Kirk's, but he ain't feeling good. Man, prayers your way. I hope you feel better tomorrow, Bubba. But here's the thing. Look how the knife just glides through it. And again, if nothing else, pay attention to the paper cut at the end. It is absolutely insane. Now I'm going to do my walk. I'm going to get my yoga practice in while this is uploading. And then I'm going to put out another short tonight before I go to bed of paper cutting, but I'm going to strop it. I'm going to strop it. I'm going to sharpen it or hone it just a little bit. I don't have to do much. I think all I'm going to do is strop it because this bitch hold an edge like nobody's dream. I'm telling you, I've been more impressed with this edge than any knife I've ever done. And that's saying a lot, son. The edge geometry's spot on. Spot on. I love everything. Like I said, the 2 recommendations on the handle are just that personal preference. This thing is a beast that I would and I will carry quite a bit. In fact, my plan is to try to do a camp out this fall just using this knife and say the Nomad Bushcrafter. I promise you with those 2 knives, I don't need anything else, both designed by Zeke. Guys, I love this knife, but we got to do this part. There was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. They just are. We're coming up on a weekend. The real numbers are anywhere from 15 to 29. That's why here on this channel, I focus on the number 0. And all that means, man, I'm not a charity. I don't try to be. We don't take in money. We just try to raise awareness. And Bets, we want you to know, man, we love you. You have a place here. I back the blue. It's a personal choice. I've said 1,000,000 times. I'm not arguing with you. The whole back the blue till it happens to you. It's happened to me more than it's happened to you. Finally, if you're an addict, never quit quitting. Look at that, son. That's insane. I'm scared. You're not. I'm gone.